One more thing that you should be aware of is something called measure words or classifiers. These are very common in any language and every language, I promise. It's just I've noticed that, myself included, most people really notice this whenever they start to learn Mandarin Chinese, because they have a different way of using these measure words that doesn't seem very natural to us as native English speakers, or maybe just non-Chinese speakers. That might be a better way to put a rule of thumb to it. Think about how in English, how we have gallons of water and sheets of paper. I wouldn't say that I have sheets of liquid or sheets of water in almost any imaginable case in English, just like I wouldn't say that I have gallons of paper. And you'll have similar words to classify these units of measurement, for example, in German, in Spanish, and in French. They all have their own words. The thing particularly about Mandarin, but again, this concept of measure words, of classifiers, that concept you should understand to look for those in any language. But again, it's particularly pronounced in Chinese. It's because the way that they use classifiers and measure words, it's not usually for specific units of measurement. Take, for example, they have ge. If you want to say that you have one of something, you need to have a general measure word, ge, to note that you are like counting an item. Similarly, if you want to count flat item like sheets of paper, like pictures, like maybe tabletops, flat items have their own. So it's not specifically that you have papers or pictures. You have X amount of flat items. You have yi zhang, whatever the flat item is. Zhang is that measure word there. So if you're learning Mandarin, be on the lookout for those measure words. They are fairly limited in number, but their uses are pretty broad. If you're learning a non-Chinese language, in most languages, you can just look up direct equivalents that you might know in English, which makes it a good bit easier. But either way, classifiers and measure words are one more thing that you should know to look for specifically, so hopefully you can find better answers more quickly in your target language. I read about these and more in my books. Thank you so much for watching. Like this if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I hope I will see you in the next one.